Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to every one of you who subscribes to my channel. You are all the reasons why this channel keeps going. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. And paid supporters receive early access to all my content, as well as a shout out in it. Today we're bringing to life one of the strangest characters from Dead by Daylight, the Dredge. Unlike a majority of the killers found in the Entities game, the Dredge wasn't originally a sadistic creature. In fact, the Dredge wasn't originally anything. In the 1960s, a group was formed with one goal: to create a utopian society. This did not go as planned, as the entity was controlling it all. Falling into fear and violence, the Dredge was born. It is the physical manifestation of darkness and fear, and was created to serve the entity to play within the games. Utilizing darkness, the Dredge can travel through it to stalk its prey. It can also summon the darkness to blind others. In the end, the Dredge is nothing but fear, darkness, and pain. So basically every Dead by Daylight build I've ever done with no extra flair. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are not multi-classing. Make your stats Charisma 15, Wisdom 14, Con 13, Dex 12, Strength 10, and we'll dump Intelligence at 8. Your sole function is to hunt and torment, not tactics or question why, just hunt. The Dredge is, actually nothing. They defy all understanding of what a physical form should be, so we're just going to take custom lineage and call it a day. Do what you want though. Place +2 into Dex. For your feat, Shadow Touch found in Tasha's adds +1 to your charisma and then gives you a couple spells. With this feat, you can cast these spells once per long rest without a spell slot, or with the appropriate spell slots when you have them. For these spells, Cause Fear awakens the dread within a target that you can see within 60 feet, forcing a wisdom save. Should they fail, they become frightened of you for 1 minute while you maintain this spell. A frightened creature has disadvantage on all attack rolls and skill checks while in line of sight of what is frightening them, and can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. At the end of each of its turns, it can attempt to end the spell by retaking the save. Invisibility turns you invisible for 1 hour while you maintain this spell. This ends early if you cast another spell or attack. For your skill, take Survival. To end out your lineage, you know the language Common and one other of your choice. For background, take the skills Perception and Stealth. You get 2 more proficiencies from tools or languages, but something tells me you got nothing here. Once more, you were just created to hunt and serve. That's it. Level 1 sorcerers begin with 2 skills, grab Intimidation and Deception. I'm giving you Deception because I'm going to assume you're not going to be playing a disgusting blob of bones and flesh. You are proficient in daggers, slings, darts, light crossbows, quarterstaffs, and the saving throws Con and Charisma. Sorcerer's Origin is how you get your powers, and Shadow Magic from Xanathar's pulls your powers from the Shadow Realm itself. Eyes of Darkness gives you dark vision out to 120 feet. Strength of the Grave makes you very hard to kill. When you are reduced to 0 HP, you can make a Charisma saving throw to save yourself. The DC for this save is 5 plus the damage taken. If you succeed, you drop to 1 HP instead. This doesn't work if you are reduced by a critical hit or the damage was radiant. You can do this once per long rest. Spell casting is where you'll be getting all of your darkness and fear based abilities. You start off with 4 cantrips and 2 first level spells. For your spells, Control Flames allows you to control a fire that fits within a 5-foot cube out to 60 feet, like torches. You can do a lot with this spell, but actually we just want it for one reason. That reason is you can literally kill the flame within the cube. It's a cool spell, but we just want it for that power to make it darker. Mage Armor covers you in shadows and grants you an AC of 13 plus your Dex modifier for 8 hours when you're not wearing armor. Shield calls the shadows to protect you and adds +5 to your AC with a reaction for 1 turn and automatically stops magic missile. Okay, that's it. You get 3 more cantrips. Nothing else fits the build, but there are several that can be really fun for you, like Chill Touch for a ranged Shadow Blast or Minor Illusion to mess with people's heads. Level 2 sorcerers gain Font of Magic. This grants you sorcery points to equal your sorcerer level that you can spend on things later on. But for right now, you can spend points to get your spell slots back, or burn spell slots to get points back. For your new spell, take what you want. All the spells we want are at higher levels. Level 3 sorcerers get meta magic. These are special features you can add to your spells by spending sorcery points. You gain 2 at this level. For these features, Heightened Spell causes a saving throw from your spell to be at disadvantage by spending 3 sorcery points. Now this is the only meta magic I want to give you, which means you can customize this how you're building your character. Go with how you want to be. By the way, you can change your choices whenever you gain an ability score improvement, so don't worry about getting stuck with what you take. You also get second level spells. For your new spell, Misty Step is a 30-foot teleportation you make with a bonus action. Hey wait, you get an upgrade to Eyes of Darkness as well. You can now cast Darkness, and it doesn't count towards your total number of spells known. This lets you create a 15-foot radius sphere out to 60 feet from you. The sphere is pure magical darkness, and dark vision can't see through it, and non-magical light can't pierce it. You can maintain this for up to 10 minutes. You can also spend 2 sorcery points to cast this without a spell slot. If you do so, you can see through the sphere of magical darkness. Level 4 sorcerers earn our first ability score improvement. Let's amp up the fear by placing this into Charisma. For your new spell, Shadow Blade allows you to attack with the darkness itself. You can now forge a weapon out of the shadows with a bonus action for up to 1 minute while you maintain the spell. This weapon has the Finesse, Light, and Throne properties, and deals 2d8 psychic damage. This attack can also be at advantage if you are in dim light or darkness. You get a new cantrip, have fun choosing. Level 5 sorcerers receive Magical Guidance. When you fail a skill check, you can now spend 1 sorcery point to reroll the check. You also receive 3rd level spells. For your new spell, Vampiric Touch once more cloaks your gnarled hand in darkness. For 1 minute while you maintain the spell, you can make a melee spell attack each turn, dealing 3d6 necrotic damage on a hit, and then healing yourself equal to half the necrotic damage. Hey, you've hit character level 5, bring up your proficiency bonus to +3. Level 6 Shadow Magic Sorcerers gain something you don't really do, but with your original reveal, maybe you do. Hound of Ill Omen pulls a creature from the darkness to serve you. For a while there was a weird dead horse coming from you, so I can totally see this happening. With a bonus action, you spend 3 sorcery points to summon a shadow monster to attack your enemies. This creature uses the Dire Wolf stat block found on page 305 of the player's handbook, but with some changes. It is now a medium-sized monstrosity with temp HP that equals half your sorcerer level, and can move through other objects or creatures as if it's difficult terrain, but will take 5 force damage if it ends its turn in an occupied space. When you summon it, it appears within 30 feet of you, and you choose one creature you can see within 120 feet. And now the shadow monster will know its location and hunt it down, regardless of if it's hiding. This creature stays for 5 minutes or until it either drops to 0 HP or the target drops to 0 HP. For your new spell, it's time for the Gonzo Special. Fear unleashes a 30-foot cone of pure dread from you. Everyone within the cone must make a wisdom save or become frightened of you for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. While they are frightened of you, they must drop everything they are holding and must use their action to dash away from you. They may only retake the save when they break line of sight from you. I wish them luck trying to get away from a teleporter. Speaking of teleporter, level 7 sorcerers now have 4th level spells. For your new spell, Dimension Door is a 500-foot teleportation to a place you can see, describe, or visualize. You can bring along objects that don't exceed your carry capacity or another person that isn't carrying too much stuff. If you teleport into something, the spell fails and you take 4d6 force damage. Level 8 sorcerers earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. For your new spell, Blindness Deafness traps your enemy's senses in darkness. Targeting one creature within 30 feet, you force a con save. Should they fail, they are now blind or deaf for 1 minute. At the end of each of their turns, they can attempt to end the spell by retaking the save. Level 9 sorcerers gain 5th level spells. For your new spell, Far Step is a 60-foot teleportation that you can make with a bonus action. You can maintain this for 1 minute to keep making the bonus action while the spell is active. You've hit character level 9. Bring your proficiency bonus up to +4. Level 10 sorcerers get a new meta magic option. Once more, go with what you feel. For your new spell, Teleportation Circle allows you to access teleportation points on the map and create your own. Creating a 10-foot diameter circle, you create a link between it and one of 2 other points you automatically know when you take this spell, and you can learn more points as you go. By the way, this takes 1 minute to cast. Don't use it in combat. You get your final cantrip, choose wisely. Level 11 sorcerers receive 6th level spells. For your new spell, Arcane Gate opens a rift of darkness for you to travel through. Choosing a point within 500 feet of the rift that can be up to 10 feet from you, you can travel through the rift for up to 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. You can also use your bonus action to flip the rift, changing the direction traveled. Level 12 sorcerers earn another ability score improvement. Place this into decks for a better AC. Level 13 sorcerers gain 7th level spells. For this spell, Teleport is an unlimited range teleportation for you and up to 8 willing creatures that you can see within 10 feet. Heads up, this one can be dangerous. This can only succeed if one of 3 conditions are met. You know the spot well, you have something associated with the spot, or it's a teleportation circle. If you don't have these conditions met, you may not be happy with the results. Upside, this is an action, and it's instantaneous, so it's a good escape method if combat doesn't go your way. New milestone because your character level 13, bringing your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 14 Shadow Magic Sorcerers now have Shadow Walk. As a bonus action, you can now teleport between shadows that are up to 120 feet as long as both spots are in darkness or dim light. Level 15 sorcerers receive 8th level spells. For your new spell, take what you want. Level 16 sorcerers earn another ability score improvement. Bump up your wisdom to find those survivors trying to escape. Level 17 sorcerers gain their final meta magic option. Once more, go nuts and customize this how you want. You also gain 9th level spells, and I'm just going to turn away and let you decide with this one. I will not judge you for taking what you want. There are some scary spells here. Bring meteorites down on your enemies, control time, kill with a word, or just bend reality. Have fun at this point. You've hit character level 17, maxing out your proficiency bonus at +6. Level 18 Shadow Magic Sorcerers get their final feature, Umbral Form. By spending 6 sorcery points as a bonus action, you become a living, or whatever you are, shadow. You now have resistance to all damage except for Force and Radiant, and you can move through other creatures or objects as if they're difficult terrain, taking 5 force damage if you end your turn in an occupied space. This lasts for 1 minute and will only end early with a bonus action, or if you are incapacitated. Level 19 sorcerers earn our final ability score improvement, bump up wisdom again. Our final level is level 20 sorcerer, and your capstone is sorceress restoration. You can now regain up to 4 sorcery points at the end of a long rest. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 16, Con 13, Intelligence 8, Wisdom 18, Charisma 20. Let's dive in. You are a nightmare made flesh. You can awaken the fear within your prey, causing them to have disadvantage on skill checks and attacks, make them use their action to run away from you, and they can never escape you. Why can't they escape you? Because you have a 500-foot teleportation in combat and unlimited range outside of combat. Hell, you don't even need a spell to teleport 120 feet. Finally, the darkness is your weapon. Literally. You can create weapons with it, summon the very darkness to blind people, summon living shadows to fight with you, kill fires by looking at them, hide within it, travel through it, and of course become a shadow yourself. Downside. Biggest problem is the spellcaster's curse, concentration spells. You have a lot of them, and guess what? Your magical damage is dependent on 2 of those. And those 2 spells require spell slots, easily fixed by taking damage-causing cantrips. Speaking of combat, you don't really want to get too close with only 100 HP taking the average. So those cantrips you need to take, make them ranged. Thankfully, I left some options open with meta magic and not giving you any more spells when you have access to some serious power. Though if I might make a suggestion, don't take higher level spells, unless you want some serious one-shot damage. Use those 8th and 9th level slots for bumping up spells that target creatures for fear or do damage. Walk through the shadows and spread misery in your wake, and let nothing escape you. Once more, I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters and especially my Artificer tier. Thank you, John Martin, Jonathan Hayes, Christopher R. Hunter, and Java Squirrel. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and multiple podcasting platforms. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.